What's going on YouTube? So, you join me sitting on what could possibly be one of the worst mistakes I've ever made in buying a bike. And here's why. The bike in question turned up last night about 9:30 in the dark, and I hadn't seen this in person. I bought it off Facebook, totally sight unseen, and I wasn't home. My partner was at home, so she took delivery of the bike, and it may not have been quite what it was advertised to be. And here's why. The bike itself turned up on a trailer in the dark. Probably not a good move. The bike was advertised as running and riding. I don't think it is. Have I been scammed? Quite possibly. But for the money I paid, you know what? It's worth taking a gamble on. So the bike itself is, or has been, I should say, has been in an accident. The bike's not categorised. I have HPI checked it. It's HPI checked clear. The bike itself is a Keeway RKR 125, so it's a Japanese bike. It's got a few problems. Most of them cosmetic, I think, but if it runs, then I think we're on to a winner. But I've got my suspicions, and it's not going to, and here's why. The bike itself turned up, and these are all unscrewed. See, so yeah, you might say, well, do you know what? They've probably just taken charged the battery out. So why are the relays unscrewed? Maybe in the comments you might be able to tell me why, but why are the relays unscrewed? But before we start to try and start the bike, I think if you've got this far, you've got to be worth hitting the subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up and jumping in the comments and letting me know what you think if this bike is going to start. Have I made a massive mistake in buying this bike sight unseen off Facebook? Quite possibly, but if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you what I've paid for it and why I paid the price I paid, because there was a few extras which came with it which sort of sweetened the deal. So let's see if we can get this started. So let's try and start the bike. I haven't got much hope for it running, to be honest with you, but it might be a little bit of a surprise. So keys in, oh, if it fits, and we have power. So we've got power. The bike itself has covered, I think you see that, 6,430 miles. Let's see, key push button start. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, yeah, that doesn't want to start. It sounds like it wants to start, but this isn't looking good. Let's try it again. Come on. So I can hear the fuel pump running. So we're getting the fuel pump running. I'm getting relays clicking, so it's obviously trying to start. Let's get the multimeter out and find out what the voltage is in the battery. Might have a bad battery. So I'll get back to you. So I've got the voltmeter and some Allen keys, and let's have a quick look and see what the voltage is in the battery. You'll see that. So it's a, I don't know if you can see that, it's, hold that there. No, it is nearly 12 volts, so I think the battery's good. So we're just going to get a battery tester as well. We'll see what that says to us. So I don't know if you've seen these before. These are battery testers. They're great bits of kit. I've used them quite a bit when I've been playing with fixing cars. Always helps let you know where the condition of the battery is. So the battery itself is 100 amp. Oh, it's not 100 cranking amps. So you need to set your battery meter to 100 cranking amps. See that? I'll zoom this in with the edit. So it's saying it's got in, this is reading 12.18 volts, so it's a good battery. Okay, so it's in vehicle, okay. Regular flooded, cranking amps, okay. Reset that, adjust that down to 100. I don't think it's the battery. I think there's something else going on somewhere. Like I say, alarm bells are ringing straight away when you know this is... Yeah, we'll look at that later. Turn it down to cranking amps. Okay, and it's now testing the battery. Okay, good recharge. It's at 90%. And yeah, so the battery's good. So that means there's an issue somewhere. We now need to find it. So oh, you can't even see me. Can't even see my face. So there we go. We're tracking. Awesome. So any engine needs a few things to run. It needs spark. Needs fuel, needs compression, and it needs air. Now, I don't think there's an issue with air. I don't think there's an issue with fuel. So it's either compression, which would be bad, or it's spark. Now, we need to test these things. So to do that, I need to get the side panels off. Yeah, let's get them off and we'll come back to you. So we've just pulled the spark plug out there, and you can see it's pretty crusty. So I think we may have a spark issue. But what we'll do is I will bring you down and we'll test the spark just by earthing it on the frame in there. So hopefully it's this, hopefully. So I don't know if you're going to see this. So what we'll do is we'll put the spark plug in the HT lead. We'll earth it on the frame like that, and we'll see if we get a spark. Hopefully we do. Right, so we know that one's firing, so that's good. So we're getting spark to that lead. So there is another one at the back, so we'll just pause here, get that out, and then we'll try that one as well. That, yet again, was an absolute brute to get out. So let's see if we get spark on this one. Arc on the, so earth on the frame, probably don't want to put my knee on it. Let's try turning it over. So we're getting spark. Now, so that rules out spark. Now, fuel. We've got air, fuel and compression. So we've got spark. We need air, fuel and compression to get the engine moving. Now, I think I'm going to get my compression tester and see if we can get it in there, because something's not ringing true. I've just seen the new gasket, looks right down there. So I'm starting to wonder, you know, it could be something as simple as a starter motor. I don't know. We'll give it a tap. We'll try compression. Then we'll give the old starter motor a tap and see if we can encourage it to work. So I've got a compression tester. So if anyone hasn't seen this, what this does is this screws into the top of the cylinders where the spark plug go. And what it does is it measures the compression which is in the actual cylinder. I'm assuming it's going to be one of these small. Is that it? thread. Yeah, it's going to be one of the smaller connectors. So I'll get this set up. Plug this other spark plug back in the back first. I'll do the one at the front, and we'll see if we've got compression. I'm guessing I only need to do one of these, but if there's a big hole in it, it won't read through. So let's plug that up. That should be enough, I think, just to block the hole. And then try and get this to bite, screw in. Right. There we go. Right. I'm hoping this is not going to be the case, the issue. I'm hoping it's going to be fueling. Good thing about these bikes as well, because they're fuel injected, we can it's got an ECU, so hopefully we can plug it in and see if we can get the ECU tells us what's going on, but we'll try this first. That might not have a decent seal on it, so we'll just check the seals on it. So, because this is a 4-stroke, I'm expecting to see about 120-ish to maybe 150-ish, if I can get the fucking compression thing back in. Wish me luck. We're going to crank it 10 times. It's looking... Doesn't help the bloody valve. There we go. Right, do it properly now. Yeah, we've got over 100... What was it? Let's do it again. 125, so we've got compression. Okay, so we know we've got compression, we know we've got spark, fuel. That's the next one. Because I've never worked on this bike, I'm not really sure, so we need to start chasing, find out if it's tank, so I have to lift the tank, I think, find out if it's got a fuel pump in it, all that sort of good stuff. So let's get this back together and then we'll check the fuel. Just for my own peace of mind and lack of experience in doing this, I'm going to check the other valves at the back of the cylinder. So in there you can see the compression testers in there now. Spin it round there, so you should be able to see front spark plugs in, compression testers plugged into the back spark plug hole, because obviously it's a 4-stroke. And then here we go, wish me luck. Oh, let's vent it first, always helps, doesn't it? 135 we're looking for. Turn the bike on. Yep. That was probably totally pointless, but for my own peace of mind, I wanted to do it. So yeah, let's get this out and work out about the fuel system. Alright, so I've just been through the fuses off camera. We know that we've got compression, we know we've got spark. So we think it's a fuel issue, okay? So because this bike's got an ECU and is fuel injected, we're going to use an OBD reader to read the bike's codes, see if there's any codes on it, which might give us a clue if it is fuel related, because I don't really want to start pulling stuff out of the bike if it's not fuel related. Now, I've been thinking those spark plugs are a bit crusty, so they probably are going to need changing. But so to check your OBD, so this is quite an easy job to find out, to read your codes. So you do need, however, some OBD readers. I'm using a Top Don, totally not sponsored at all. OBD reader, but it won't read the actual the nitty-gritty of the codes, but you need to buy yourself one of these leads. They are pretty cheap. I think this was about £7 off eBay. Let's just spin this round. You need to buy yourself one of these leads there, and what that does is, because the standard part OBD plug looks like this. But on a motorbike, obviously, it's smaller because it's got an ECU. So you just buy a converter and then you can plug any OBD reader into it. Now, just bear in mind though that some OBD readers won't read motorbike codes. Mine sort of does, but it'll sort of give us a clue. So all you do is, we'll just go into this now. So we'll go into OBD. So that's just going to connect to that. Yeah, it's now connected, it's beeped. Turn the bike on, bike's turned on. It's going to run through its checks. You can see it's just doing that now. It's going to run through some checks, find out what code protocol to use. So we'll let that run through. It's going to take a few minutes, but obviously we'll come back probably when it's connected. So there, it's gone through and it is saying that it's got a P0562, which is a system low voltage, and it's saying that's current, so I think there might be an electrical issue somewhere. So yeah, let's carry on trying to diagnose this. But that should give, I'm not convinced, but it's got a live data. Yeah, so let's carry on try to diagnose this. You know, previously when I said these weren't that bad, they're really, really crusty, so let's see if we can nip to Halfords and get some replacements codes on them. Right, so we can get to Halfords now. Okay, so moment of truth, we've changed the spark plugs, got the booster pack on it, we'll get that turned on. Wish me luck. Fuel pump's running. Come on! Ah yes, she's running. Right then. It's running, sounds like it's running alright as well. It's a bit hesitant, I think. See if the battery's getting charged. Charging the battery, which is good. Just let it run now, let it idle, I think, and we'll see how we get on. So, that has been a successful afternoon work on that. It shows that a set of new spark plugs can get a project working. So, I'm Chris. If you like what you see here, please, if you got this far, I must be worthy of a subscribe by now. So guys, thank you so much for taking time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and keep an eye out for the next video on this. Now we've got it running, we know it's worthwhile, so we'll see what we're going to do with it. Anyway guys, this is Chris. Thank you so much for taking time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and peace out. Catch you next one.